Brian from the Disability Digest. Welcome to the Social Security Disability Approval course. This is step 2, what to do while you're waiting for your initial decision. Like, what are the action items you can take to maximize your chances for winning? This, in my experience, is where a lot of people miss the step. They're like, I filed my application, completed the paperwork, I'm done. But until you've actually received a decision letter, my encouragement for you is to continue to move forward to maximize your chances of winning, because if you do, that means you do not have to wait and file an appeal, end up in court, and spend another at least year and a half. So, time well spent. If you happen to be watching this video and you stumbled upon it and you're not a Disability Digest member who has spoken to an advocate here about your case that has started this course, we encourage you to do that. You can go to thedisabilitydigest.com. There's no charge for the membership. The value of speaking with us and getting the course started properly is we get you the exact segments that you need with condition-specific information to maximize your chances of winning. So here's some of the important steps at this stage right now. Now, this is going to, what you can do is based on what you have done. If you've completed some of these steps, then they're not going to be relevant for you. The first thing is, I'm going to jump down to the important items here, is monitoring your case status. You can monitor your case status online. It's the very best way to do it. Set up an account if you don't have one already with MySSA, and they will show you a percentage of completion, like 30, 40, 50, 60. It's not probability of getting approved, it's your percentage of completion. Even if you're at 90%, your case and your decision could be stalled there because they're waiting for information. Maybe they're waiting for one medical record from a doctor. So don't have that false sense of security that it's going to happen any day now. The next key thing that you can do is submit a case theory, which is an explanation as to why you are disabled. If you're working with a disability representative, this is something that they should understand and do for you. If you are not, then it is something that you can do by using the information in this lesson right here, and I'll show you how we got to this. This is from the how to file your initial application segment. But if you just take what to say, how to explain that you qualify in 2 sentences or less, and make sure that that is included in your case file, so that it explains, basically it does the work for Social Security. So if you come down here to this 1A, the 4 getting started steps, so that's one thing you want to make sure that is on file with Social Security, and make sure that you're using that as your communication message. You're not saying I've got this condition, that condition. Okay. If you haven't filled out the paperwork, the directions to do so from Social Security are in item 1B. This paperwork typically arrives 4 to 6 weeks after you've filed your initial application. If you've done that, then of course we can move on to the next step. Folks, it is never too late to add evidence, all the way up until you've received your decision. And even if you get denied, adding additional evidence is going to be critical, because it means that Social Security did not see enough evidence, or maybe they didn't understand the evidence that you have. So adding evidence is going to help you do that. Now, a lot of people get concerned about pushing for a decision, and I'm going to just hit the highlights on these other points here, but I want to make note of this right now. If you're getting impatient and it's like 5 or 6 months in, you've got bills and financial challenges, and you start hammering Social Security for a decision, you need to be really careful about this, because if they do not have all the information in the case file to make a proper decision, then they're going to make a decision based on you pushing them and what they have. So, for example, if you have 5 doctors and they have medical records from 3 of them, and then you're like, want a decision, then, you know, they could give you one. It's not going to be what you want. So make sure that you understand that, all right, or is everything in that I have? Right. And especially if you're working in this section 2 on the page right now for evidence. If you have doctor support and you've had the residual functional capacity reports filled out, you want to make sure either through working directly with your case manager, if you're doing this on your own, or through your representative, that that information is in the case file. If you're using a representative, one of the tools that they have access to is they can see your case file developed. They can actually see what Social Security has in there. So that's very helpful. All right. So those are a few tips on evidence, and 72% of you may go for an exam. So the tips for the exam and what you need to say and do, who you need to bring with you, how you want to hold the examiner accountable are all in that section 3 right there. And then checking your case status directions are in 4. Okay. So next is the how-tos on this. If you want to understand some of the success stories and if this works, you can take a look at the videos on the right. If you have had a change, so for example, you've been applied and waiting and you get your favorable decision, which would be awesome, then just come on in here, fill out this form, and then you want to select the last option on the bottom that lets us know that you're approved. Or if you've received, you're applied and waiting, you received an unfavorable decision, then you want to know how to file your initial application has been denied. You want to understand how to file your reconsideration appeal. So when you complete that form, it notifies us to get in touch with you, help you understand what went on and what the next steps are. So again, the course is a step-by-step process each part of the way through. So keeping this website and this video somewhere so that you can reference us back is going to be helpful for you. And once again, disclaimer, it'd be unreasonable to assume that everybody's going to get the same results. It would be fantastic if it was a predictable system, but unfortunately it is not. So those are the tips. We look forward to hearing back from you, ideally with a favorable decision that would really delight us. So I hope you find this helpful. Keep in touch. Make it a great day.